And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to episode 206 of Player Life. It is December the 28th. Uh, December 28th here in Tokyo, Japan. And today we're going to talk about All's Fair in Love and War. Yeah, man. All's Fair in Love and War. By the way, I hope you guys had a good Christmas. Had a good old Christmas. Yeah, had a pretty unconventional Christmas here in Tokyo. Went out to some clubs. As I said before, in Japan, Christmas is a day where, well, it's first of all, it's not a holiday, and then most people, it's kind of like, it's almost like Valentine's Day, because Christmas gets romanticized in Japan. So it's more of like a couples thing. Although it's not a holiday, it's a normal day, but with decorations. A normal day with decorations. That's what it is in Japan. Um, yeah, so everything's pretty much open. Yeah, I went to some clubs. It was pretty good. It's all right. Nightlife. Nightlife's like hit or miss. Nightlife. You got to deal with all the bullshit, but it can be fun now and again. You got to mix it up. You got to mix it up. Just doing day game all the time, it's good, but it gets good results. But sometimes you just want to go out. Um, Nightlife offers something different that day game doesn't offer. You know, I like what I like about nightlife is the immediacy of it. You can escalate physically pretty quickly, more quickly than you can with day game. Obviously, because you're in a dark room and you can dance, and yeah, it can be fun. But yeah, annoying, dealing with drunk chicks, or cock blocking, all kinds of shit. But you know, it was all right. Had a good enough night. Christmas, yeah, Christmas 2021. You know, Tokyo's Tokyo's pretty much open for business. You know, um, it's just fucking it's just fucking bizarre that in some parts of the world they're still under lockdown and shit. It's just like, what the fuck is going on? How are people still tolerating this shit? I do not know it. I do not know how people still tolerate this bullshit. So, yeah, but good times indeed. Let me just share something. Share screen.
Yes, you are. Yeah, put your fucking mask on. Why did you drink your ass up? Don't you dare talk to me like that. You stand, you're standing and step up. Stand your ass up. Stand your ass up. Sit down, Karen. Karen? You're goddamn.
Imagine reversing the roles here. Imagine a man was on a plane talking to some woman like this. Man, the outcry would be insane. Like there'd be like, oh, we're living in the patriarchy. Oh, we're living in the misogynistic world. Oh, like women are so repressed. If women were repressed, how the fuck would they behave like this? Yeah.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down, pussy. Listen, no, you're the pussy. Oh, no, you're the dick. Do you want the police to meet you on the ground? What about him? Ask him. Mask up.
She's telling him to put on a mask while she doesn't even have her mask fully up. I mean, it's just such a clown world we live in. It's just a clown world.
Mask up. You got your mask down, bitch. Sir. Yes, I did.
See that? She punches him in the face. Holy shit, man. And then she tries to, man, she punches him in the face, then tries to choke him, and then she's going in for another, trying to go for another hit. Honestly, man, men and women are equal. Like, men and women are equal. There's no difference. There's no difference whatsoever. We're all the same. There's no difference. In that case, he should have fucking, like, straight up uppercut this bitch right in the chin. Like a straight fucking right and left. Like complete knockout. That's what we need. Like, in this situation, it would be so satisfying if he completely knocked her out. Like a complete knockout. Like devastating knockout. I would completely support that if he gave her just like the best uppercut ever. He would be completely in the right too. He would be completely justified. Full force uppercut. That's what's needed here.
Later, you're going to jail. Bitch. Karen.
And then she spits on him. This is the patriarchal society we're living in, where women are so repressed. They're so repressed. They can just march around up to random strangers on planes demanding that they wear masks, even though they're not wearing masks. Man, you know, the funny thing is, even if you know, if the leftist media got hold of this, they would somehow spin it that, you know, white bigoted male represses woman or something. You know, that's the clownish list. That's the clownishness of the world we live in. Like, it's just insane. And she grabs his face again there. Grabs his fucking face.
You fucking piece of shit. Piece of pussy, sit down, Karen. Sit down, Karen. Sit down, fucking Karen. Look, she punched me. Put your fucking mask on. Tell him.
Man, I swear, this woman needs some, like, to be dealt with, like, in, yeah. I mean, I would support it, a devastating knockout. I'm just gonna say that.
To put his mask on. Put your fucking mask on. She scratched my face. I wanted to fuck out of here. Put your fucking mask on. Put your fucking mask on. Put yours on, bitch. I will put my mask on. I will put my mask on when you put your mask on. Thank you.
What a Nazi bitch. What a straight up Nazi bitch. I mean, yeah, no, I don't know. I lost for words, but not surprising. It's just not a surprising thing to see that. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't live in a Western country. I just couldn't do it. Um, I would not. I wouldn't. Oh man, the entitlement of Western women is just insane. What a Nazi bitch that woman was. Nazi fucking bitch. Um, you know. But I don't know. People, I don't know. They need to be held accountable. You know, men and women are equal. So if a woman hits you as a man, you gotta hit him back because we're all equal. Just like if a man hit you, you gotta defend yourself. Hit them back by any means. You know, use full force because you wanna deal with the threat appropriately. So you gotta put them out of action. But yeah, man, I would support a complete knockout of that bitch. She deserved it. She would have deserved it. Unfortunately, he didn't. But um, it is what it is. Um, yeah, but on an you know, on a similar topic, today's topic, all's fair in love and war. In today's day and age, in the current dating market, like you pretty much you have to be a savage. Like, you cannot be You cannot just go around, um, you know, uh, being the nice guy, doing the right thing, being chivalrous, doing all this, that, and the other, and expect to be treated fairly, or expect anything to be fair, because we don't live in a fair world. It's not fair. There's no fairness about anything. So you pretty much have to understand that if you're going to enter the dating market and try and have fun. It depends on what your goal is. Like, depends what your goals are. Like, are you looking to find a chick to wife up? Are you looking to get a girlfriend? Are you just looking to pump and dump, have some plates? Like, if you're looking to have plates and have fun and sleep around and bang a lot of women, which probably a lot of guys are trying to do, to be honest. Like, even though they might not admit it, but yeah, that's probably what a lot of guys would like to do. But if you want to do that, you have to, like, really. And even if you don't, even if you just want a girlfriend, you still need to understand female nature. You still need to understand that they're hypergamous, they're opportunistic, um, and they're savages. To be honest, like, they're savages. I don't mean but they are, to be honest. Especially Western women. Western women have to be dealt with, like, in a certain way. You cannot show weakness. You cannot go around being this nice guy that's doing all these nice little things for them. It'll get thrown back in your face. Like, it will. Like, it'll get, you know. Um, and when I say, like, you don't, when I say, you can't go around being a nice guy, I don't mean you go around being an asshole. That's not the point. It's not like you're going around aggressive and angry and like, fuck you, bitch. No, it's not like that. That's not what I mean. It's more like, what I mean by, not being a nice guy is not giving a fuck. That's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say, don't be a nice guy. Is you don't give a fuck. Like, you don't get emotionally invested in any chick, and you're practical about dealing with women. That's what I mean by not being a nice guy. You're very practical, you're very pragmatic. Like, you deal with you have, like, systems in place, how to, you because if you don't, you get fucked over. You start getting your time wasted. Chicks will run you around. You'll start getting frustrated. You have to have, like, you know you have to be very pragmatic with these chicks. You have to be very, rational. you know uh you have to be very rational about how you deal with these chicks. You cannot be getting emotional. You cannot be getting getting romantic with these chicks. You can't be getting any ideas about, happily ever after. Man, guys are the biggest suckers for that shit too. It's men that are really the suckers, really, in relationships. It's not women. There's this idea that women are romantic. What? Women are not romantic in any way, shape, or form. Women don't do any romantic shit. It's always been men that did have done romantic shit. It's not women. Women are like, oh, I'm so romantic. You're not fucking romantic. You don't do shit. It's always the guy that has to do the romantic bullshit. By the way, of which I do none. But I mean, back in my blue pill days, I definitely did, like, garbage, like, pure garbage. But um, you know, that shit doesn't fly in this day and age, man. That shit, that shit will not, like. You're not gonna. I don't know. You're gonna get walked over. You will get walked over. Oh, you're so negative. Oh, you're so. Oh, you're. No, I'm just speaking the truth. Like, it really, I'm speaking the truth. If you want to have fun, if you want to be, like, you know, if you want to get with a lot of women, or even if you just want to find a girlfriend that respects you, and it's a girl that's gonna not gonna cheat on you and is not gonna treat you like shit, you have to have this frame of mind. You have to have this, like, very solid inner game. Um, because women are very opportunistic. They will monkey branch. They will jump ship. They really will. Like I've seen it time and time again, time and time again. It's not like 100% of them are all going to do it, but yeah, we're talking about probabilities. If you start getting all soppy and getting too invested in a chick, and she starts getting ideas that she's too good for you, it's over. It's over. It's over. As soon as it's almost over when a chick doesn't have the dread that you could leave at any time, you know, it's almost over at that point, you know. Um if she realizes, if she understands that you're not going to leave, like she has you like in the bag, like you've no intention of cheating, or she feels that you couldn't cheat. Like that's the worst for women. Like if she feels that you could not cheat, it's over. Like if she feels, oh, this guy's like he's a lame, he couldn't even hook up with another girl if he wanted to, he's lame as fuck, they'll think you're lame. If they understand that you cannot, like you don't even have the potential to cheat, like you're just like no other women find you attractive, it's over. It's over. She will be, she's not going to really respect you, she's not going to think you're that great. She's not going to really be proud to be with you. Women want guys that like have the potential to cheat, like that, like other girls like, and that they really do want that. um you know and if you're not that, then if something better comes their way, they'll jump ship. you know they'll jump ship. I mean, it's, you can see it even in like, you see it even in the celebrity world. Like, rich, famous, handsome men get, even they get cheated on. I've told a story before where there's this Japanese girl, and she was dating like a professional soccer player. And at the time I didn't know she. At the time that I met her, I day gamed her. Got her number on the street. You know, and long story, I hooked up with her, and I found out after I banged her. Like, I started talking. So, when's the last time you had a boyfriend, or do you have a boyfriend? She was like, she openly didn't even try and hide it. She said, "Oh, I have a boyfriend now." And she's like, "Oh, I feel so bad for cheating." And I was like, "Oh, all right, well." Anyway, I found out it was like, yeah, he was a professional soccer player, good looking guy. Probably objectively better looking than me. Like, he was, like, actually, because I saw his Instagram, like, because she said he was a professional soccer player, and I was like, all right, show me, and I saw it. But yeah, good looking guy. And if they're gonna, and this guy had a blue check mark on his Instagram. So, professional soccer player, blue check mark, like good looking, probably has good money. She cheated. Like, even girls cheat like that. It's just, I mean, yeah, man. I mean, and the funny thing is, she said he's too nice. She said that, so I was like, what's the problem with him, or like, why you cheating? Why are you hooking up with other guys? And she's like, oh, he's too nice. Literally, like, you can't make this shit up. It's literally like the red pill is like, it's so on point. Like, this isn't some bullshit we just made. That was just made up. Literally, she said that. Like, she doesn't know anything about the red pill. She doesn't know anything about all that, nice, all the fucking, all that, game theory and all that shit. But she was like, oh, he's just so nice. And he's like, oh, I feel so bad because he's so nice. And it's like, yeah, they feel bad, but they're repulsed by them if they're too nice. If you go around being too nice to a girl, they're like, oh, this guy mustn't be that good. It's all about perception. It's all about perception. If they perceive you to be something, it doesn't, you don't even need to be that thing. Obviously, like, if a girl, you might not even be high value, but if some girl like perceives you to be high value, then she'll think you're high value and she's gonna let you fuck. Obviously, the best way to be perceived as being high value is by becoming high value and not having to play games and pretend and do this shit, yeah, you should obviously try and become a high value guy, not have to fucking pretend to be something that you're not, because that's a whole different that's a whole different ball game. And that's another thing, because if girls find out that you've been lying, or that you're not what she perceived you to be, then they will be so repulsed. That's why, like in I think it was Australia. I think Australia brought in. There's probably a bunch of Western countries, a lot of progressive bullshit that brought in legislation that said, if a man lies to a woman on a date or something, says he's a doctor when he's not, uh, I think that can be, you know, like the man can get charged with sexual assault, because if the girl sleeps with him. I have to pull up that article somewhere, but I think that is it's like it's all this femme empowerment bullshit, Me Too bullshit. I'm not saying there's not legitimate cases where there is, like, obviously assault or whatever, but it's just gone so clownish, man. We're living in such a clownish world where, like, if a man lies and says, like, oh, I do this, I'm an engineer, and he's actually not, and the woman sleeps with him, then she can get him charged with some false misinformation, or assault. They're calling it assault or whatever. It's just fucked and fucking, that's an insult to people who actually do get assaulted. um you know it's just such a clownish fucking world we live in. It's a joke. It's just, Western society is a joke. Like, I don't know. We don't. It's not based in reality, and it's just foolish. But yeah, man. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, women don't play fair, so men don't need to play fair either. I mean, when I used to, like, when I first started, learning game, and, like, understanding how this shit works, and, like, understanding, like, how the process of, like, getting girls to come back to my place to fuck. Like, I used to feel guilty about, like, setting it up so that I'd get laid as soon as possible. I used to feel guilty, because still had that blue pill mindset. I'd be like, oh, but I can't shoot my shot this quick. It doesn't seem right. And it's like, the blue pill conditioning was so strong. It was like that, It was like, oh no, it'll be too weird if I ask her to come back to my place now. Oh, it'd be too weird to try and get her to, like, come back after a coffee date. Like, this blue pill conditioning. Even some people that are so called red pilled, like, still think that, like that. There might be red pilled in some ways, but there's layers to being red pilled too. There's not just, like, it's not just, oh, you swallowed a red pill, you see the world for what it is. No, there's so many different. You could be red pill about women, but you could be blue pill as fuck about politics and everything. For me, I like to think I just take the. I like to think that I'm red pill across the board. I'm red pill across the board, not just about women, not just about one aspect. I'm red pill about everything: politics, women, everything. I just choose the. I just choose the truth. No matter how harsh it is, I want to hear it. I want to look at the world objectively, look at myself objectively. You know, um, but yeah, a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people do not like the truth. They're not comfortable with it. They don't want to hear it. They don't like it, and but that's why we live in such a clownish world, because people don't want to hear the truth. They want these weird. I don't even want to call them comforting lies, because they're not even that comforting, but they just want to be slapped around by Big Daddy government. They want to get slapped around. They want to be told what to do. They want to be told what to do by some bitch on a plane telling them to wear a mask. But yeah, no, I just want to be free, really. But yeah, so basically, I saw, what was it? I said, yeah, I was watching Richard Cooper's program, and he was talking about ghosting, and they played this interesting clip that made me think of this topic. There was a segment talking about ghosting, and it just made me realize how savage like women are. Not just women in Western countries, but in Japan as well. Like everywhere, like it just women it's female nature. But there are levels to the savagery, the savageness of females from culture to culture. And Western females take the biscuit, because they're more direct, they're blunt, they don't really. But in reality, Japanese women are just as savage, but they're not as direct and open about it. They'll be polite on the outside. Well, some of them won't even be polite. But it's like they'll be a Japanese woman's way of being savage is just like she'll just she won't verbalize it. She won't be like, "Oh, go fuck yourself. You're a piece of shit." Like she won't, or you're a loser. She'll just ghost you. She'll just ignore you. She'll ghost you. She'll move on and find to the better guy. Western women will be like way more savage about it. They'll probably they'll verbalize it. They'll be like, "Oh, you're shit. You suck," and then they'll ghost you, and they're more savage about it. If you get my drift, like Japanese women are just kind of like they just ignore you. It's almost more savage in a way because they'll just like they won't even like recognize they'll just block you, like just block you, won't recognize your existence. You're dead to them, like you're dead to them, like you're dead, like. So yeah, Japanese women, like, it's just female nature. You're dead to a female. Once a female moves on from you, you're dead to them. You are dead to. You got to understand this. You got to understand this to understand female nature. You are dead to them. They will move on, like boom, like just gone. So just remember that next time you're getting all butt hurt and broken hearted over some chick. Like she does, like she'll move on like that, like gone, like you know. Um, and just look up, if you don't believe me, look up like the phenomenon of war brides. Um, war bride. Let me see. Yes, so it's war brides is a thing where women will just like if their husband is killed in battle or a war, and they'll move on like very quickly, like and they'll go with the victor's side, and they'll it's happened very recently in the Middle East, in Syria. It's been documented to happen there, where the invading army will come in, pillage, kill all the men, maybe kill her sons, kill her husband, kill her father, and then they'll go and hook up, go and marry the victors, and raise his, bear his children. That's a savage, and they not only will they do it, but they'll fall in love, like they'll love the victor, like they will love the winner. It's like you see it in nature, in the lion pride, where the alpha male lion will come in, kill the old lion, and then kill the cubs, and breed with the lionesses to have his own offspring. You know, obviously it's not. I mean, in war situations, it is that savage, but obviously in civilized society when there's no war and stuff, it's not that savage, but it's like it's underlying, like you know you can get it. But yeah, I wanted to share this clip that Richard, this radio show that really shows how savage women are. So I'm gonna play it, do commentary on it, and you can demonstrate how ungrateful and how savage Western women actually are. So let's share screen.
Like, okay, you took me out, you bought me things, whatever. Like, people do that all the time.
Okay.
Like, okay, you took me out, you bought me things. What?
Let me see.
Like, okay, you took me out, you bought me things, whatever. Like, people do that all the time.
Okay. Oh, can I ask a question?
Me, I guess.
Why are you being so mean?
Why are you so mad? All right, so we're gonna bring Luke on. Luke, almost want to call him Nice Guy Luke because producer Lee has been talking about how nice this guy is. Yo, Luke, what is going on? Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, Adam, hey, Jack. So, well, it can't be going that well. I'm calling you, right?
Yeah. Why are you calling us?
So it looks like I've been ghosted.
No.
No.
Okay. Now that is the name of the bit. It would have been a bit of a surprise.
So note that they call him Nice Guy Luke. So I mean, that's part of the problem. But yeah.
What happened? What's going on? Tell the story with Carmen.
Okay, so I know the answer is always like, no clue why, and then it's revealed later that there are like many red flags about,
Yeah.
Whatever person it was. But
Yeah.
like, I can honestly say there's absolutely nothing in my mind that justifies me not hearing from Carmen.
Ooh.
Okay,
So,
bold.
So
Now-
Carmen,
I will warn you. Everybody says that too.
Yeah.
They say I don't have any red flags, and it turns out they are an actual red
Yeah.
flag.
Yeah.
So okay. So tell us about Carmen.
okay, sure. So we met in late September at a friend of ours, like a mutual friend, get together, and we kind of just haven't stopped talking since then. We got to the point, like it kind of gradually builds up. We got to the point where we were talking like almost every single day, and just about nothing about nonsense. Like,
Talking every single day about nothing about nonsense. That's a huge problem. That shows that you've nothing else going on. That shows that you're not, you've too much time in your hands. You're too invested. It's lame. Like that's why you don't like. That is a huge part of the game where you don't do that. That's what you do not do. This is like you when you're trying to like you need to have this is why you like if you're trying to live the player lifestyle and you're interested in being with multiple women, you don't have one woman that like you're gonna get frustrated dealing with one woman. So you have multiple women, you're talking to multiple women at one time, so you're not like completely invested in one woman. You can't, and plus, even though you're talking to multiple women, you're not talking to them every day about bullshit. Like when you're talking to women, you keep the chit chat to a bare minimum. You're basically every time you're messaging a chick, it's basically you're trying to figure out logistics as to when you're gonna meet, and what you're gonna do, which is ideally, banging her back at your place. But sometimes you can't do that immediately, but you'll have to do if you maybe a coffee or drink date, stuff like that. But
good stuff. Like you two just text each other constantly. And we went to Niagara on the Lake for some wine tasting back in October, and I definitely thought that meant we were moving, in the right direction and moving forward. So I actually took her out around a month ago for her birthday. And we went to her favorite restaurant on Danforth and I got her this necklace she's been telling me about, and she just stopped picking up my calls and texts a couple weeks ago.
so he's going taking her wine. He's going wine tasting with her. He's taking her out for her birthday. She hasn't earned any of this. This is all there's way too much investment. He hasn't, and there's no sign that he's even escalated with her. We'll hear that later, but because I listened to this already, but he basically hasn't. You'll hear it, but You know, doing all this big extravagant extra shit when you haven't even like hooked up or anything. It's way too much. It's way too much. Like it shows that you're way too invested. Like you like them way too much. Like I buy chicks a coffee or a drink, and that's what they get from me before we fuck. Like that's what I'm talking about. That's how savage you need to be. That's the world we live in. If I did all this extra shit, taking them to 4-star restaurants in Tokyo, I, I wouldn't bang most of these chicks. Because, oh, this guy, oh, they'd be like, oh, this guy, it's like when when you take a woman out for a fancy meal and pay for it, and take her out and do all this extra shit, it's like she's fucking you. When you when you fuck her, when you get to have sex with her, you're fucking her. So it's like a lot of women will take the fucking meal and leave, and they'll take it as a W, and they'll check out on to the next guy. It's female logic. Don't ask me why, but it's in the 21st century, in 2021, almost 2022. This is the reality. If you're too nice to these girls, if you're too like invested, they'll think you're lame. They'll think you're too into them, and they'll fuck off to the next guy. That's gonna fuck them after buying them a coffee, or not even buying them a coffee, or just like it's fucking it's pretty wild out there. It's pretty crazy times actually. It's interesting.
Oh,
And at first, I was gonna let it go, but I was like, no, this is not cool. And I think I deserve a response because it's not like we went out one time. Like we were talking all the time.
okay. All right. Well, listen. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna call Carmen and see what happened. I'm gonna guess something happened on that date. Something happened on that date.
I mean,
No,
It
I
had
don't
to.
know.
Or maybe the necklace was too much. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. Okay. Let's instead of speculating, we'll find out next. Jax, have some water, and when we come back, we're gonna do some ghosted. Hang on. Carmen hit it off and started talking, and it's the kind of talk where it's like you can't wait for that person's name to pop up on your phone, right?
Yeah.
You're excited, and you're not talking about anything in particular. With your friends, you're telling your friends about it, and they're like, "Well, what are you guys talking about?" You're like, "I don't even know." I just really like them.
Just anything.
Anything
Yeah.
at all. Now, Luke took Carmen out for her birthday dinner a couple weeks ago, and at that time, presented her, Luke. Am I correct to say this, with a necklace?
Yeah.
Was
Okay.
it a necklace or a locket with your picture in it?
That's too much.
It was just a necklace. It was a nice necklace that I knew she liked.
Yeah, and then
Buying a girl a gift before you've smashed, that's a big fail. That's a big L. That you don't do that. Like why would you do that? Like before you don't buy gifts for chicks like before you've smashed. Like there's no way you do that. Like it's gonna get thrown back in your face. It's not you're over investing. It's over investing. Female logic. If you over invest in them, then it's like, oh, this guy must be like, oh, he has a scarcity mindset. Oh, this guy mustn't be getting laid, you know. Oh, this guy must be pretty lame because he's buying me these gifts. And you essentially you are. Like, why? Like, why are you getting gifts for some bitch that is sucking chat off like as soon as why? Like, there's no need to get gifts. You don't. The most you do, you can get laid after buying a chick a coffee. You can get laid after buying a chick a drink. Like, and in fact, if she doesn't fuck you after that, then she's probably not gonna fuck you. Like, there needs to be. You don't need to do all this extra shit for a girl to fuck you. If you need to do all this extra shit, then she's not into you. She's not into you if you need to do that extra shit. If you need to do all this like buying gifts and no, she's not into you. She doesn't like you. She's not turned on by you. You're gay. You haven't turned her on. Like she's not into you. That's why I can fuck certain. It's not that I fuck every chick after a coffee or a drink. Some of them they don't take the bait and they don't come back. That it is what it is. That's part of the game. You're gonna deal with that. But You know, there's plenty of chicks that came back after just a fucking coffee in the afternoon, come back to my place and we fuck, you know, have a great time, and she leaves. Sometimes she comes back, sometimes she doesn't. You know, there's these guys thinking that, oh, it's I can't make my move after a coffee. I can't invite her back after coffee. I have to wait till the third date. You're a fucking blue pill simp. Like if you think like that. I've told a story before. A good friend of mine actually in Ireland, like he was telling me, I've talked about this before, but he was asking me, he told me he spent 5 hours on a date. And I was like, what do you mean you spent 5 hours on a date? Why? Like, why did you spend 5 hours on it? Because he was complaining that he didn't get laid at the end of it. I was like, you spent 5 fucking hours on a date. Like, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, why didn't you make your move after like an hour? And he was like, oh, I just didn't thought it might be too much because it was the first date. I thought if I spent more time with her, my chances might increase of her. I was like, what? Like you wait like five? He took her to three different places and like way too long, like way over like invested. He probably, if she spent that long on the date with him, she probably would have went back with him if he made his move sooner. But by the end of it, she was like, "Oh, I'm tired, and I'm gonna go home," and she left, and he never heard from her again. I was like, "Yeah, of course, because he spent fucking 5 hours, and you were trying to get like, he was drinking and whatnot, and that's another thing. He said, "Oh, I was hoping she would get a bit loose when we were drinking." And I was like, "You don't need to drink. You don't need alcohol." And I was like, take I was telling him take chicks on coffee dates. Like, are there any cafes near your house? He was like, "What do you mean coffee dates? You can't drink. If we go for coffee, then how are we going to have a drink?" And I was like, well, you have a coffee. That's the drink you have. And he was like, "Yeah, but it's not alcohol." I was like, "You don't need alcohol to fucking to fuck these chicks." It's just like so many guys think like this though. They think it has to be nighttime. They think there has to be alcohol involved. Uh, and this is fucking blue pill normie fucking thinking. It's fucking hilarious. I don't know. There's so many guys think like that.
Then you haven't heard anything from her since.
No, yeah. And like I said, I know how these things go. Like, you're waiting to hear something about me that's crazy, but there's nothing here that went wrong on my end. I'm a stand-up guy,
Yeah.
I mean, I really like Carmen, and I'm hoping there's a good reason for this.
I'm not sure who's gonna have a harder time.
I'm a really nice guy. Um, yeah, it's like I'm a really nice guy. I hope this internet connection's not fucking up. But stuff did go wrong on his end. He's as Crimson Eclipse says he's basing his actions on the Hallmark romance movies that deepened his blue pill conditioning. 100%. I mean, like he's basing his he's been watching all these romance blue pill movies, and unfortunately they're that's all shit. Like, it's all garbage. So he's thinking he's doing the right thing probably, but actually he's not. So a lot went wrong on his end. A lot went wrong on his end. Everything's going wrong on his end. He's talking to her every day. He said to himself, he's talking to her about bullshit, about nonsense every day. Of course she's going to think, if he's talking to her about bullshit and nonsense and nothing every day, that's what she's going to think of him. She's going to think, this guy is bullshit, he's nonsense, he wastes his time talking to me about shit, fuck all. How come he's not fucking other chicks? How come he doesn't have better things to be doing? That's what she's thinking. So a lot went wrong on his end. Buying her gifts, taking her on all these extra dates, garbage, man. This kind of shit will get thrown back in your face. This is what I'm talking about. All is fair in love and war. You got to be a savage. You cannot. Women are savages. So as a man, you have to be even more savage. You have to be even more cutthroat. Like, you have to be. Like back in the day, like I was saying, back in the day, I had all the blue pill conditioning. I used to be like, oh, I can't make the move this soon. Oh, I can't make the move because it's the first date. Oh, it just doesn't feel right. Oh, it feels, no, you like that's blue pill conditioning. That if you don't, if you don't make your move, you'll get punished for it. I've had so many girls tell me like that so many guys are pussies. Like they're too afraid to make the move. They're too afraid to make the move. I remember, like, I mean, this is probably like 2 months ago, maybe a month, and about 6 weeks ago, maybe. I was like, I was coming back home, and I met this girl, and it was like it was the last train, so it was like midnight or something, and like I saw her, she was wearing this like tiny little skirt, so I opened her. She was looking sexy, so I opened her. I said, "Hey, what's up? How are you?" Turns out she could speak English. Um, so I said, what are you doing now? Eventually there was a bar right by, so I just took her there for a drink, and yeah, she told me she had been on a date, and like she was like frustrated because the guy she said it was like the third, no, she said it was like the fourth date with this guy, and apparently this guy didn't make a move. Like, and she was like, she was telling me, she was like, this guy's such a pussy. He couldn't make a move. He didn't. And the word she uses, he wouldn't attack. And I was like, because her English wasn't that great, I guess. But that's the word she used. She was like, oh, he wouldn't attack. And I was like, what do you mean he wouldn't attack? And she was like, he wouldn't make his move. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. All right, okay, but actually, that's when I made my move then, because I was like, fuck, this bitch is horny. No, but yeah, she was down after that. But seriously, like so many guys are like pussified and think like they have to take a girl on all these extra dates, and they're scared. Oh, if I make my move, she'll reject me. It's like, man, you are just like blue pilled.
I'm getting through this. Luke or Jax with her coughing.
Oh my god.
I swallowed water the wrong way. I'm not doing well.
That's okay. We'll get you a sippy cup for next time.
So we're gonna call Carmen. Jax, are you sure you're gonna be okay?
I don't know.
all right.
I hope.
Let's give Carmen a call. Hi, Carmen.
Yeah, this is Carmen.
Hey, it's Adam Wild, TJ, and Jax from 99.9 Virgin Radio. How are you?
Hi.
Hello.
I'm okay. How are you?
We're great. We're just calling about a guy named Luke. We understand that you and Luke were big time communicators, but that you're no longer communicating. And we're just wondering why the cut off.
What exactly are you trying to communicate with me about regarding Luke?
Well, I just wanted to know why you guys aren't talking anymore.
Even her voice is a red flag. Even her voice is, and what exactly are you trying to communicate with me about Luke? It's like, dude, like her voice is a red flag. Like, come on, man.
I just haven't gotten back to him. Like, what's the big deal? Did Luke really like call you to ask me to get back to him? Is that what this is?
And that what this is? Like, he's been like her voice. Her voice just screams bitch. Like this woman is a bitch. Like that's what these fucking idiots being so nice to these bitches. Like you can't be this nice to them.
It's not an awesome start.
Yeah, no, it was just and I listen, we bombarded you early in the morning. I get it. I completely get it. Yeah, like I think what it is that like, I certainly feel like maybe Luke felt like there was a connection there, and then, and then you haven't gotten back to him, and like you guys went out for dinner or whatever for your birthday.
Okay, well, sometimes people take a while to get back to one another when you're just friends. Like, I don't know what kind of connection he thought we had. Like, I don't know what this is supposed to be or what, but like, Luke needs to just like calm the down because this is seriously annoying.
Her voice screams CUNT. Super bitch CUNT. Like, this is seriously annoying. Oh my god, he needs to calm the fuck down. Like, dude, like, man, some of these blue pill guys deserve it. Like, these nice guys, these really like doing all this extra shit for bitches, like, they deserve what comes around to them, because they're like, by being all this nice and doing all this shit for bitches, they're perpetuating the cycle of that we're living in. Like, it's because of all these nice guys, all these white knights, that these women are so entitled. It's because of all these nice guys and white knights that we have these fucking CUNTS on planes, in shopping malls, in parks, all these fucking Karens, thinking that they can hit men and step to men and like attack them, spit on them. It's because of fucking nice guys that we have, that that we're living in this clown world, that because we're enabling these fucking CUNTS. Like, we're enabling them. Well, not we, because I'm not a nice guy anymore. I think I ever was, but I mean, I certainly was blue pill, but back in the day. But yeah, man, like these guys are part of the issue, man, because they fucking, by being nice to, yeah, it's just they're enablers basically.
So, so are you saying you and Luke aren't dating?
Dating? Why? Dating? Why? Because he took me out for my birthday. Are we 5? Friends do that, okay? And also, not for nothing, like, I started seeing somebody, so
Whoa!
it's super inappropriate,
You
if I'm
tell
being
him.
honest. And you can just, like, why don't you just, like, go ahead and tell Luke that, okay? Just tell him that, since he's clearly got some hurt feelings.
We
Okay.
will
Tell him that.
All
tell him all that.
Luke,
Wait, friends, Carmen? What are you kidding me? Like
Man, it's like, you can't even make this up. You cannot even make up how much of a bitch this one is. You can't even make. Just listen to this again.
Appropriate,
You
if I'm being
tell him.
honest. And you can just, like, why don't you just, like, go ahead and tell Luke that, okay? Just tell him that, since he's clearly got some hurt feelings.
We
Okay.
will
Tell him that.
tell him all that.
Luke,
Mocking him, like completely mocking him, like this is what women will do. This is what, like, and this woman is just, the thing is, like, don't get it twisted. This woman is just being like, she's just being honest. Like, this is, like, most women won't be this much of a cunt, right? Openly, but this is how they feel under, like, this. They'll be most women will be more polite than this. Like, they won't be this much of a bitch, like, but nonetheless, they'll feel the same thing. They'll do the same. They'll still ghost. All that will be the same, but they won't be this much of a bitch. But this woman's just, she's just being truthful, to be honest. Like, she's just being literally, especially for Western women, she's literally just kind of telling the truth. Like, she's been very bitchy, like, but under all the politeness, oh, it's such a lovely time, you're so nice. Really, how they're feeling is how they're feeling like this woman. This woman is just vocalizing how she actually feels. How she's disgusted by this guy Luke. She's disgusted by him. She thinks he's pathetic. She thinks he's a pathetic beta piece of shit. Don't get this twisted. Most women will feel like this about nice guys. Like, most will, but a lot of them won't be as much of a bitch about it. They'll keep the feelings locked up inside, and they'll wrap it up in more polite. Oh, more. Your average woman's probably gonna, oh, he was just nice. We just didn't click and stuff like that. But deep under that, they're pretty much feeling the same as this woman. And that's what I mean. Like, you have to be more savage than these women. You cannot be doing this nice guy shit. You cannot be feeling guilty for trying to smash on the first date. You have to do it, because you won't get your slice of the pie if you start doing all this extra nice guy shit. You won't. They'll move on. Like, you'll get punished for it. If you're like, oh, I'll wait till next time. I want to be a gentleman. I want to be the nice guy. I'll wait till the second date. to make my move. She's gone to suck Chad's dick that night, that afternoon even. No, no, no. You got to make your move. Like you got to make your move on the first date. Always be trying to close. Like always do it. Don't ever try and think, "Oh, I'll be a gentleman. I'll do the nice thing." Don't be like or "Oh, I can't invite her to my area because she'll think I'm trying to have sex with her." And it's like, "Oh man, like most guys think like 99% of guys think like that. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. It's like a friend of mine in Ireland, like, I was telling him, like, is there any coffee shops near your house? He was like, yeah, why? And I was like, because that's where that's where you should be doing your dates. And he was like, what do you mean a coffee shop? There's no alcohol there. And I was like, why do you need alcohol? You don't need alcohol. He was like, oh yeah, but how are we gonna get like how can we how can I have a date in a coffee shop? We're not gonna be able to drink, and she's not gonna be it's going to be awkward, and it's not going to be we're not going to have anything to talk about. And I was like, you have like, and then I said to him, you've no game. And he was like, he got offended because I said you've no game. What do you mean? Of course you've no game. If you need alcohol, if you need to go, like, it's just like these. And this guy apparently thinks he's red pill. He's not red pill. I mean, you can't, you know. Oh man, gets offended when I tell him that he's no game. Of course, you've no game if you need alcohol. You can't do you can't do a date from a coffee shop. Of course, you've no game. You've zero game. Like you've zero game. Like seriously.
Wait, friends, Carmen? Are you kidding me? Like we talked basically every day. We went out every weekend. Like I took you.
Okay, you know what? You can stop right there on the radio right now. Is this your big plan, really? And you know what? Like honestly, like I'm a little shocked, but like the more I think about it, like seriously, we have not even banged. So like I don't even know why you thought this was like anything serious.
He went out with her every weekend. Every weekend. Didn't even bang her. Didn't even bang her. Didn't even bang her. What does this guy expect? What does he expect? Like, and it's crazy. Like, this is the vast majority of men. This is most men. This is not like, oh, this is some beta guy. No, most men are this shit with women. This is why, like, the dating market is so skewed up, man. And it's so fucking hilarious when most women think they don't. I don't even know if they genuinely believe it. I think I heard Myron say, privilege is invisible to those who have it. But like you ask your average woman, is it easier? Is it as easy for men to have sex as it is for women? Most women will say, "Oh, it's easier for men. Oh, it's easier for men to have sex. Oh, it's easier for men to get laid. Oh, men are so like women are so deluded. Women are so deluded as to how how like thirsty and how clueless most men are. Like most men aren't having sex. Like most men aren't. You could be an ugly woman. You could be an ugly, annoying, obnoxious, hideous like piece of shit, and you could still get laid. That's that. Like as a woman, like all you have to do is put yourself on a dating app, go out to a bar, club. You're gonna get laid like same day, no problem. No problem. Same day. A woman can have sex every single day of the year if she wanted. Well, it's just fucking hilarious. Like, but I'm kind of diverging, but it's funny because I've been asking some chicks recently, like, do you think it's like easy for a man to get laid? And they're like, oh yeah, it's easier. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, do you have any idea? Like, you've no idea what you're talking about. Like, but some of them genuinely believe it. Like, it's not even that they believe it. They haven't even thought about it. Really, I don't think they just don't think about it. And they're like, oh yeah, it's easier. And they're oh, it's easy for a man. They're like, do you have any idea? Like, what do you mean? How? They just don't get it. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. Actually, they just don't care. They'll say, oh, it's easier, but they don't really give a fuck. Like, they just don't care because they're not thinking about, oh, is it easy for men to get laid or not? They just don't give a fuck. Like they're looking for the alpha chads They're not pondering the fucking sexual marketplace like men are. Like, women don't think like men. Like, we're not thinking about the same. Men, as men, we have to think about these things. We have to solve our sexual problems. We have to solve our needs. As men, we have needs. We have genuine needs. We have to solve our sexual, you know, we have to solve our sexual problems. As in, we need to get laid. Our balls are making sperm every day. We're building up that testosterone. It gets frustrating if we need to solve that issue, or else you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to jerk off, and that doesn't feel good, does it? It's not good, not a good habit to have. Um, but yeah, it's like, you know, oh, there's no point in even getting angry about even getting angry about chicks not getting it, because they don't. What's the Why would you get angry about it? It's just like they don't give a fuck. Just understand that women do not give a fuck. Like they're just thinking about their own selves. They're solipsistic. They're narcissistic. They're thinking about themselves. They don't give a fuck that it's a struggle for men to get laid. They don't give a single shit. Um, it just doesn't occur to them. That's why they don't. That's why they don't know. That's why they think, oh, it's easy for men to get laid, or if you ask a woman, do you think, oh, hey, do you think it's as easy for men? You'll see it on the Fresh and Fit podcast. I mean, go out and, ask the next girl you hook up with, hey, start talking about it and see what she says. And she'll be like, oh, it's easier for men, and, or it's just as easy. They'll probably have that opinion just for no reason. And then you ask them why, and then they'll have no answer for it. But because they don't care. Why would they care? But,
Like, okay, you took me out, you bought me things, whatever. Like, people do that all the time.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Me, I guess.
Why are you being so mean?
Why are you so mad?
I am not mad, and I am not being mean. I am being direct, and there is a difference. And when you are direct, like, this should not happen to you. So I'm a little put off at the
So
fact
were you
that
direct with Luke when you let him take you out for lunch?
Here.
Were you direct with Luke when you let him take you out for lunch and buy you stuff?
Yeah,
you can't. Women are not going to be direct with you. Women are not going to be direct with you. That's why you always close. That's why you have, as a man, you have systems. And women, oh, you have system. You're such a misogynist. Oh, you're so. Oh my God, you're so controlling. Oh, you're so. These fucking idiots. Of course, we have to have systems, or we're going to get played like fucking idiots. You will get played like a fucking idiot if you don't have a system in place. You have to have boundaries. You have to have rules as a man. You have to be like, okay, 3 strikes and you're out. Sometimes it's like 1 strike and you're out, because like there's, you just understand that, usually for me, it's usually like, to be honest, it's like the first strike, because I'm like, I already show my cards because I'm always trying to close. So if I don't smash on the first date, I usually don't see them again. It's because it's like they already know what's up. Like I'm just at a point, I have an abundance mindset where it's like I'm just not really super thirsty anymore. So it's like if they don't enter my frame, if they're not willing to comply with what, oh, you're using the word compliance. Oh, you're so controlling. Oh, you're such a misogynist. No, seriously, like, if they don't comply, what's the point? I don't meet them. And what I mean by that is if they don't come to my area, if they're not willing to come to my area to meet me for coffee or a drink, then I just don't meet them, because it's like I know what to expect. It's like, okay, it's just delaying the process. I'm not going to fuck on the first date, because the biggest indication that you're not going to fuck on the first date is if they don't come, if they don't make it convenient, if they're asking you to go somewhere, enter their frame, if they're asking you to comply with them, when they don't follow your instructions, you're following their instructions. So it's either one or the other. You're complying with them or they're complying with you. Which one's it going to be? If you comply with them, you're probably not going to get laid. It's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. Oh, you're a misogynist. Oh, if you don't comply with her, you're a misogynist. Like, you know what I mean? Someone has to be the boss. Like, and you, as the man, you have to be the boss, or you're not going to get laid. It's that simple. If you start running after her, thirsting after her, going out of your way to go and meet her, some fucking out of the way spot, going to wherever she decides, she'll think you're lame. High value men don't do that. You know what I mean? No, she's sent to your frame. And you can do that when you have abundance and you just don't give a fuck. That's why I talked before about the importance of having at least one plate. Like you need at least one plate to keep you like chill. Because if you don't have that chill vibe about you, girls will be turned off by you. If you have a thirst about you, it's gonna make it harder to get laid. You'll have a very you'll have much higher close rate even if you have one plate. Like one plate, one steady girl. Like one girl is just like on call. Like you can fuck her either today or tomorrow, or like a girl that you can fuck within a week, that constantly. Um, that's what you need, man. Um, just to keep you, and then it'll be so much easier to close with other girls because you're not gonna have that stink of thirst off you.
I'd be direct with anyone who wants to buy me something. Go ahead. We can be friends. You can buy me stuff, and then you can keep it moving.
Well, Luke,
Yeah, no. I think I see what happens here.
We can be friends. You can buy me stuff, and then you can keep moving. Did you hear that, man? Listen, I'm telling you, these girls will take you for a ride. They will fuck you over. They don't give a fuck about you. That's why men and women cannot be friends. There's no such thing as friends between men and women. They cannot be your friend. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care. Women don't even care about other women. They care about themselves. They care about themselves. They care about their own personal gain. That's what they care about. It's a survival strategy. It is what it is. Accept it for what it is. I don't know where this idea came that women are the compassionate and caring of the sexes. I don't know where this came from because it's not true. It's not true. They're compassionate and caring for their offspring. Yeah, but for everything else, not really. It's pretty much a lot of times the opposite. Like women don't give a fuck. Like women don't give a fuck. Um, you know, women are caring and compassionate for their children. That's pretty much it. Pretty much it. Like, the only unconditional love a woman has is pretty much only for her offspring. Even that, it's not. Even then, it's not guaranteed. but in general, that's it. But it's certainly not for men. Like, it's certainly not caring. Women are certainly not caring and compassionate for men that are not their offspring. That's I don't know where this idea that women are so caring and they have soft hearts. Women are savages, guys. Don't get it twisted. Like I don't mean savage as in like they're fucking violent and aggressive and all that, but I mean like their hearts are like they're cold. Like women are very pragmatic as well. Women are opportunistic. They'll go for the best guy. Um, Sam in the house says, Mac, when did you shave the beard? I shaved the beard about a week. It must be a week ago now. Over a week, maybe about. Just wanted a bit of a change. Might grow it back at some point, but
Yes.
what happened here? Can someone explain that to me?
Well, I was Mr. Right now until a better guy came along. I was like a placeholder. It's all good, Carmen. I'll take an L for this one.
he wasn't even Mr. Right now. He was nothing. He was nothing. He was like beta bucks. He didn't even get laid. He didn't get nothing. All those hours, all the fucking attention he gave her, it was all for free. There was nothing, man. That guy didn't get shit. That guy needs the red pill so much. The guy is gonna keep getting played. Like he should wake up. Maybe he'll wake up, but he probably won't. He might get a little bit red pill, but he won't take the full red pill. He'll continue in his blue pill ways. He'll get, who knows, unless he comes across some good content that can like steer him in the right direction. This stream would steer this guy in the right direction. I'd love if he saw this. This would help him out. It's pretty savage. It's dating women in 2021, almost 2022. Yeah, it's you cannot be going in there blue pill, or it won't work out well. It won't work out well. You get played. You won't get respected. Women need to respect you. Like if they don't respect you, it's over. It's over. Like if you're being too nice to them, doing all this extra shit for no reason, they haven't earned it. They haven't done nothing. Nah, it's like it's over. Like you need to. They need to desire you. You need to be closing. That's why, like like this guy could have saved so much grief if he just like tried to close, like on the first fucking date. Like you, then he doesn't. He's not successful on the first date. Okay, he says you're not giving another shot. Round two, tries to close again, gets shot down. Third and final strike. Last day. That's the maximum. And even that's blue pill for me, man, because that's how far I've come. Like I'm like even doing 3 dates for me is blue pill. Like I don't have time. I'm not doing 3 fucking dates anymore. Like no way, man. I have to get laid before that. Like but anyway, like but as a standard, like for guys that are new to it that maybe haven't don't have the experience, maybe don't have an abundance of women to they have to tolerate a bit of bullshit. So the third and final date, this guy could have been like, right, is the last time, have to close on this date. He strikes out again. Okay, that's it. That is it. That is it. The only time he'd ever meet that girl again, remove all attention, no more dates, no more invitations. And the only time he would meet her is if she comes back to his place for dinner, Netflix and chill kind of situation. Nothing else, no other shit. And then it would saved him all the stupid shit texting her, messaging her, talking about bullshit, talking about nothing. He said it himself. He talked to her about nothing every day. If you talk to a girl about nothing every day, she's going to think you're nothing. Why are you wasting time talking with random bitch? And she knows she's a bitch. She's an absolute cunt. So if this guy's talking to a cunt, then she's gonna be like, this guy, he must be low value.
I should have seen this coming. Good luck with your new man, though.
Yeah.
You know what? No, Luke, we're not just going to stop it there because you're trying to make me look bad. So it's not really my fault that you assumed something was there that wasn't there. So maybe this is a little lesson for you, Lukey. Read the room so you don't make this mistake again and embarrass yourself on the friggin' radio. Okay?
Completely cucking him. Cucked to the max. Calling him Little Lukey. Crimson Eclipse, Alpha Seed, Beta Need. Little Lukey, she calls him. Man, like, and again, let me reiterate. This is all, let's just cut the shit. This is all women. The only difference is this woman is being vocal about how much of a bitch she is. Most women will have a polite rapping. Like, the funny thing about the Western countries is, it's getting more and more that women will just be like this woman. Like there's more and more women, a higher and higher percentage of women are becoming just outright CUNTS, like just straight up outright CUNTS. But the reality is, like, most women will, they be like, under the nice rapping, they'll be like, this guy's a fucking beta, he's a weakling, he's giving me all this attention. They'll feel like this woman. They just won't be as fucking bitchy about it. If they were on live radio and shit, they'd probably be like, oh, it's just I didn't feel a connection, and I met a nicer guy, I met a better guy, or whatever. And this woman's just being pretty honest. Like, to be honest, she's a complete cunt, but this is pretty much female 21st century, 2021, almost 2022. This is like female nature on display.
Wow.
Okay, her line just dropped.
Oh, we didn't get a chance to ask her if she wanted to go on a second date.
I'm sorry, Luke. That was. I should not be laughing. Luke, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Jax, are you okay?
I just everything is so much.
Are you okay? Yeah, man. I mean, it's like, yeah, man. He's so defeated. But really, like, come on. The guy needs to find some red pill content. Really just help him out, man. I mean, he'd save himself a lot of grief. doing all this extra shit that is just literally just gets thrown back in your face. We've all had certain experiences where you've done something nice for someone, and then it gets thrown back in your face. That's what will happen um, with most chicks. Like if you do something too nice for a chick. I remember recently, like, not even, I remember I wasn't even being nice. Like, I was trying to get some chicks to an event. My friend was DJing at it, and I remember this chick, that that I went on one date with her before, but I just did this mass, like, messaging on Instagram, just trying to get as many chicks to come as possible. But I remember this one chick. I uh, I invited her to the event, so I DM'd her. Not only her, but so it wasn't like I was, like, focusing only on one chick. I was just trying to get a lot of girls to come to the event, and so I invite this girl and a lot of other girls, but this girl in particular. So I invite her. I see she reads the message. She doesn't reply or anything. And then I noticed that she blocked me, and then she comes to the event anyway. I see her. I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And she looks pissed off that I'm, like, even talking to her. That's that's the level of the entitlement of, like, some chicks. So that I don't know. That just came to mind right there, but it just shows, like, these chicks, like, they don't appreciate nice shit. Even though I invited her to an event that was free drinks for women, free drinks. She probably got in free because I sent, like, a certain guest list thing. So she comes to the event, even though she blocks me. She reads my message, sees, gets the guest list, blocks me, comes anyway, and then, like, acts like you know I'm inconveniencing her when I'm talking to her. So that's just an example of the entitlement, and how, this chick was even Japanese, but it's just female nature, guys. Understand that they're extremely solipsistic. They think about themselves. All this Disney bullshit. Women are soft and caring, and compassionate. In the dating world, in towards men, not a hope. Not even, no. Like, it's the opposite. It's complete opposite. No, like, it's the complete opposite. You need to understand that in this day and age. Um,
You're
yeah.
coughing a lot. Luke,
I'm made of water.
Luke, I'm so listen.
sorry, man.
Listen,
Yeah.
we make jokes because, like, that was so painful.
It's a trauma response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So listen, here's what I know. And I'm actually looking over the text messages right now. There's
Oh.
already people who are texting, saying, "Can I get Luke's number?" So I just I want you to keep that in mind. Like, not everybody is this person. Don't.
Apparently there's people texting, there's apparently chicks texting to say, get his number. Bullshit, right? Even if there was, these chicks would do the exact same thing. Like, if he behaved that way towards them, these chicks would do the same thing. um and it is what it is. Like, when you start rewarding people for, it's, in a way, it's not only female nature, but if you reward people for no reason, um it'll tend to be, you'll notice that it'll get thrown back in your face a lot of the time. You'll be taken for granted, and it's not, but especially in the dating game, and in the dating world, when you do too much, and you don't try and close. All this guy had to do was try and close, and then quit after the third date. That It's not that complicated. I'm not trying to make this sound overcomplicated. um yeah, it's a simple process. All you do 3 dates. If you try and close on every single date, you try and escalate, and that, you try and get them back to your place on every date. First date, second date, third date. If you haven't succeeded by the third date, remove all attention, stop messaging them. you should be messaging other girls anyway. You should be trying to bang other, and that's what makes it a lot easier to not get obsessed over one girl. That's what makes it a lot like it's what makes it easy. It's not even difficult then, because you have other girls on. You know, you're busy. You're trying to hook up with other girls. It's not that you should be busy trying to hook up with other girls. You should be, of course, you should be on your purpose. You should be doing, you should be, working on yourself. But yeah, you're occupied when you're free time, and you should be, you have other girls. You're interacting with other girls, so you're not focused on one girl. The worst thing you can do is only have one girl on the, only be talking to one girl. That's the worst thing you could do. Then you're gonna get frustrated. You're gonna be messaging her too much. You're gonna come across as thirsty. It's just not yeah, it's not gonna be good. So yeah, that's why you know you always have other things going on. You can't just have one girl. So if possible, you should have one. You got to have one, at least one plate. One plate is it's going to really help your game out. It's so funny because it's unfair. It's like, you know if you're already having sex, it's going to be easier to find other girls to have sex. That's just the way it is, because it's just your demeanor, everything about you is going to be more relaxed. Not going to be as needy, and then it's going to be easier to close. But yeah, guys, hopefully that episode was entertaining. I will be back maybe on Wednesday or Friday. I'm not sure yet, but didn't have that many live viewers today. But I don't know. Maybe the thumbnail was affected the algorithm or something. I don't know. I used the word kill, but who knows? I don't know. It is what it is. As usual, help me out with the algorithm. YouTube doesn't like this kind of content. Like, comment. If you haven't subscribed already, fucking subscribe. Giving out these free red pills. Oh shit. Sam says John is on Fresh and Fit. Oh shit. Didn't know that. All right, cool guys. I'm gonna jump on that. So yeah, check out links in the description, and yeah, check you out next time. Peace. Bye bye.